So it is 8 o'clock, so we'll go ahead and get started. So we talked about doing this right before the LAN just to like make sure everybody feels really good about coming, make sure we get everybody's questions answered. So hopefully this complete survival guide document will answer pretty much all of your questions. So at the top, there's just some useful links, our website, Discord, what the ballroom looks like, where we're going to have it, and then the event page on the website, and then the place that's giving us extra computers, the player guide. So we're going to have a setup time, and so it's really important that everybody that's coming, just to make sure that we get that's our equipment set up, connected to the internet, making sure everything's working on time, so that way we can get the games going. So Friday 6 to 9 p.m. I would recommend going to the Friday time if possible, because that way there's less to do Saturday morning and we can get started on time. So and then we will have security there overnight, Friday through Saturday, and then also Saturday night through Sunday, obviously. The setup procedure is going to be, so if you guys click on that parking and directions link under the setup procedure, if you notice, so there will be it says the Peoria Civic Center marquee lot. That's where we're going to be. That's where like all the drop off and stuff will be. So if you look at the map, it will be the south part. So right where that Toyota box office is, that's where we're going to be doing registration. Also where we'll be checking in equipment. That's where volunteers will be to help transport the equipment from the street to the 400 level. So you have to go up some elevators, put all your equipment on some like carts. But we'll have volunteers to help with registration and moving equipment. And then the next section is the game schedule. So that's going to be pretty much, hopefully, as we can stick to as close as a schedule as we can through the weekend. And then a little bit of a spectator guide. Feel free to invite anyone and everyone that wants to come watch. It should be fun. We have plenty of room for spectators. We have tons of seating. We have the 2 stages going. So we have Math Magician. 10 is going to be our production lead. He's going to lead the main stage. And then we also have Chriso is going to be there in person. So if you guys have seen any of his casts, those are always fun. So he calls them cringe casts. I think they're a lot of fun. So he will be also there doing the other stage. So as far as production goes, it's going to be very, very cool. Then the next section on the next page is these might be expired by now. Some of them might be. I'm not sure yet, but these were all of the different group discounts we were able to get. So I would imagine everybody has that figured out. Things to do. So I found out recently that the group that was going to come do like the D&D and Magic the Gathering and stuff, there's actually a Peoria Con going on at the exact same time. So I don't think they're going to make it out, but I do think some people were already planning on bringing some board games, Magic cards. So I would imagine if you have that kind of stuff, just bring it anyway. I think other players will. And then a little bit about Peoria, and then a little bit about my recommended food places. So this is just stuff that I have experienced and gone to and enjoyed it. So just some different things to do, morning, lunch, dinner, things to do for fun, bars. I imagine maybe like Friday night, I think we might, like, I'll probably go out to one of these places with people that are in town Friday night. I don't know where or when. I imagine it'll be kind of impromptu, but it'll be a good time to just meet people, put faces with names, that kind of thing. And then make sure you guys are bringing for like the COVID-19 policy stuff, make sure you guys are bringing your either proof of vaccination, which you should have been vaccinated by now, obviously, or proof of a negative COVID test. And I'm going to take mine as close to the event as possible, and I'm probably just going to go buy one from like Walgreens or something. So just make sure that you guys have either of those. And then as far as masks go, they are requiring them to at least get into the building. I think once we sit down at our stations, I don't think they're going to be like, I'm not going to be very strict on it, especially with people testing negative and having vaccination. I'm not going to be super strict with it, but I'm not sure how the venue will be, and I don't think they're going to be either. But as long as we're at our station, um, I'm pretty sure they're going to allow us to take your mask off at your station. And then there's Target, Best Buy, Walmart. Those are going to be your best places to go if you forgot computer equipment or anything like that. So that's if I'm missing anything in here, if there's like a common question, then I can add it in here. If you have any suggestions for that, let me know. Otherwise, I'll open it up for questions. Um, so if you have a question, you can either type it in general or you can request to speak, and then you can ask your question there. So, will there be a Joey cuddling station? I don't know. That's up to him. Rough head count. So, during the initial registration, we see there is no Top Golf in Peoria. Sorry. So initial registration. Let me find that. Put us at 95 players and 36 in attendance just from players. That's like spouses and stuff that they're going to bring. So that's 131. And we're going to do some more intense advertising, like local advertising and online advertising. So hopefully get that spectator attendance number up a little bit. I believe that 95 competitor attendance number is updated. I think because it used to be like 120, but then a couple people dropped, a couple teams got, banned, a couple teams also dropped. So for example, Vix's team, they were planning on having 5 players come. So it was like 120. Now it's down to like 95. So it's a pretty good turnout, especially with going through a pandemic and it being the first one that we've done since since the beginning of 2020 was the last time we did one. I think it was February 2020. It was like right before all of the all the COVID stuff happened. Will there be a Twitch stream? So because you guys are streaming for us, we are gonna do. You guys can stream on your individual channels, so that should be quite a bit of viewers going to your channels. We're also going to be setting up. We have our own Twitch channel that we can host you guys on, and then we can also set up a multi-stream. Hey Maddie, I was a good boy and got vaccinated, but I lost my vaccine card and I don't have time to get a new one before I can go to the event. I don't want to get a test after already being vaxxed. What can I do? That's a good question. I'm not really sure why you wouldn't be able to get a test just with how available they are. Um, I mean, other people are getting tested. It's pretty non-invasive. It's pretty cheap actually. So it's just a little cotton swab to the nose. So if you say you're vaccinated but you don't have a negative test, you're gonna have to provide one or the other. So either go find your vaccine card or go get tested. Okay. Oh, Matt's in here.
I honestly didn't. All right, whatever. So I do have one thing to mention just on the stream part that Chriso was mentioning. So Chriso is going to be the official constellation bracket coverage. So it's going to be his stream for B bracket, and then it'll be on mine for A. But we will be like, I'm gonna try to set up some casters for online as well, and we'll try to just multi-twitch it all so that you can see them all in one place. So I'll just be trying to accumulate that after every round, so we have that all up to date. So that's all right.
Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it. Any other questions? That was a good question. How much are negative tests being sold in the parking lot? That's illegal. Okay. Any other actual questions? Several people are typing. Will all series have casts? That's another math question, actually.
So in the ideal world, yes. In reality, first and second round is probably going to be hard to find coverage, as there's going to be over 12 series that are going to be happening at once for that first round. So we'll try to get the caster coverage to start off. I imagine as we keep going through, the online coverage will be enough to sustain that plus the two main stage games. But it's going to all depend on what the caster turnout is. And I've been trying to get some people. It looks like we're going to have at least like 5 that are going to be able to do some tournament day games. But I I would highly doubt that we get all of them covered. I imagine we get most, especially once we get past round 2.
I have a question for you, Matt. What if you're a player at the LAN, you get eliminated? What can you do to help out the stream?
That's a great question, Maddie. So we have some dedicated analysts that are going to be at the tournaments. But as far as if you're a player, we're going to have some panel slots. We're going to have host slots. So if you really like talking about Dota but hate playing it, throw your first game and then go ahead and come to me, and I'll see if I can work you into either panel, host, or maybe even some analyst slots for the rest of the series.
Very cool. My team will probably get eliminated early, so I will be signing on up. Let's see. Do we need to bring a certain length Ethernet cable? The answer to that is no. We will be hooking everything up with Ethernet, but there will be 120, 140 stations, something like that, and you will have an Ethernet cable and plugins all right there at your station. So you'll have 36 inches to work with. That's also important. So you'll have space for your tower to go either on the table or underneath with a monitor, and then you will be able to have the Ethernet cable right there. So you do not need to bring any sort of Ethernet. I think the network engineer told me that they ordered like 8,000 feet of Ethernet cable for this event, just for this one. Um, will there be any hot singles in the area besides Joey? No, sorry. Why is the best caster casting lower bracket? Says enemy of math actively despised. Can I get a 7K to log into my account and play for me? No. Are there going to be cameras? That is another math question. I know math is planning on using cameras through Mossflower, and that's going to be a part of the production. Not sure about the other stage though. Do you have more info on that?
So I'm going to be bringing my cam that I have for the casters. Mossflower is going to be providing at least one for the panel slots. I'll throw him under the bus right now and say he'll definitely have 2 available to bring to LAN so that we can have another one for the constellation bracket. But I'll have to message him to get a true answer. But I believe we'll have at least 2 in mind that I'm bringing the one that Moss is. So I'm very sure that he committed to 2 as well. So I think we'll have at least panel, A caster, and B caster with camera coverage.
A Logitech Brio good enough? I think so. I mean, I know I know your stream quality and your cam quality is definitely good enough. So that would be helpful. Okay, let's see. Someone decides to come with me but isn't in the tournament. Can I set up a PC? I think we're gonna have plenty of if you want if you have a guest like that. I know. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to distinguish players versus non-players. But like for example, Ben, if your brother comes and he brings his computer, like if he's going to be bringing computer equipment, as long as he like at registration, you guys go through that at registration. I think that wouldn't be that big of a deal. The biggest thing is we just don't want anybody that doesn't have any equipment in with all of the computers. So we can work through that though at registration. Uh, if you use the provided computer, is it still recommended to bring your own mouse and keyboard? Okay. So there aren't provided computers unless you made a reservation. So that's a pretty big deal. So I don't know if that's a misconception out there, but we have a very limited number of provided computers. Like this is a bring your own computer event, and we got lucky through the generosity of a local esports complex. So we need to like we have a very short list of the people that we're providing computers for. So I don't remember Uno Warrior if you're on my list or not. I can look. But yes, so the computer rentals, I have Rhino, Chaz, Corey, and Hexy. Those are the only people I have. And Rhino just said he doesn't need it anymore, and Corey isn't coming. Okay, so like we have very limited number. And Chris, so we already have one for you in math. Like that's not included. Like we're gonna provide the casting computers for you guys. So let's see. MD2L true site win? That is the question we are all asking because that would be sick. I think it's just a lot of work, and I don't have the skill or time to do that. So if I had the skill, maybe, but I think it's just a lot of work.
Yeah, I just wanted to jump in. If anybody has other friends hoping to bring their PCs, we are likely going to charge people some amount if they want to bring a PC. We haven't talked about it, but
Yeah.
uh, that's a likely thing.
Yeah. I mean, we should have plenty of space, but
Not
at
a
the
ton
same,
of money, maybe like $5 or $10, but uh, yeah, costs us money to
but
host this and stuff.
it not only that, but we especially for the first couple rounds, we have a ton of computers all being and bandwidth being used all at the same time. So I'm pretty sure there's not going to be like a guest Wi-Fi. Like the Civic Center is literally like dedicating almost all of its internet for this event. So like we can't just have random people hooking up their computers to whatever. Like we're going to need to go through that in registration. And that's not something that we've talked about, but that's a good thing to talk about through this is because like for example, like if Joe wants to come, like he's played in MD2L, I know him well through Ben, and if he wants to be close to his brother, like whatever. But that's a good
But
point.
we'll talk about it. We'll get an answer. So we don't have an answer to how we're going to handle people that want to bring PCs that aren't competing, but we'll get
Yep.
an answer to that soon.
Yep. Did we end up getting panel computers and multiple monitors? So the monitor situation is it's going to be a communal sharing of monitors. So the esports complex only provided towers, and the monitors they aren't providing, or the like mouse and keyboards and stuff. So as long as we can as long as we can have community members bringing enough monitors, then that should be fine.
I also just want to throw out there that it's possible that we would have an observer slot if we do have the monitors available. So that would be another place that we could have some help in the
Yeah.
production. Especially, I mean, the observing would be easy. I'm going to be able to load in the Pimpcast, so you would have all those normal controls. Plus, you'd be controlling like the replays and saving them, and then putting them on the stream. So that's another thing that we could possibly have help with, again, if we have the manpower and the equipment for it. So
Yeah. So, oh yeah, another thing. This will be the last thing because my wife apparently needs me to kill a beetle for uh is the Facebook. So just different things. We're trying to raise awareness for this. So like if you're going, hop on the Facebook, share it, like it, say that you're going. Just it'll be nice because obviously there's going to be a good amount of people coming, but you know, it just makes the appearance of it look better, and for future seasons, you know, we want to. This will definitely be an event that we're gonna learn a lot from, and we've done a ton of work to put this thing on, but we'll get better as we do them, and you know, just all the support from you guys would be appreciated. So try to keep this thing short. 20 minutes is not too bad compared to some other meetings that we've done in the past, but that'll be all for now. So if you guys could let other people know of all the information we talked about today, and then we will have a VOD up, so we'll be sharing that for people that missed, because I think there's some other leagues being played right now and stuff, so people did miss. But other than that, hope you guys have a great evening, and I will talk to you guys later and see you at LAN. So see you.